Part 14. Sorry, in the last video I said that it was 40 years before Jesus that the temple started building, and it was 20 years before Jesus that the temple started building. 40 years before Jesus, Herod started ruling around there. In time for Jesus to be born, Herod went mad. They called him the Mad King. He was so paranoid about everything that he killed his children and had to name his grandchildren as successors to the throne, and he kept switching who was going to succeed him. And Herod, after killing his own children, he went and killed other children in other places. And now it was time for Jesus Christ to be born. And finally, someone of the line of Israel would be born of a virgin. They would be born of a new seed. God called Abraham and told him to reject the flesh seed, circumcise themselves, cut off the place where the seed came from. And through that rejection of the flesh, and through prayer, and keeping their flesh under subjection, and through people becoming eunuchs, and staying virgins, and giving up this life for the prophecy of Jesus Christ, Israel was able to travail in birth and bring forth a man-child that would redeem them. And Jesus Christ was born, sent down from heaven into the womb of a Jew. Jesus Christ came from heaven. He was in the beginning with God. He was not created in the act of sex. He was not created in the flesh. He wasn't the same as John the Baptist, as Jesus would say, that John the Baptist was the greatest born among women. And yet Jesus Christ was standing there whenever he said that. And he calls John the Baptist greater than himself? No. It's because Jesus Christ was born of a virgin. Israel travailed in birth and brought forth Christ. Someone not born of a corruptible seed, but of an incorruptible seed, by the word of God, like Peter said. Jesus Christ was always God's plan. In the beginning, God had a thought, God had an idea, and that idea was with God, and that idea was what God wanted, and that idea came to fruition in the man Jesus Christ. God, knowing the possibility that Satan could tempt them and they could fall into the flesh, also had Christ as a plan. And so Israel travailed in birth and brought forth a man-child that was to rule the nations with a rod of iron. And the wise men knew, they knew that it was the time, they knew that it was whenever Rome mixed themselves with Israel. They understood the prophets. They knew that Jesus' star was in the sky and that he was born King of the Jews. Herod also knew that all of this was belief of the Jews. He was king of the Jews, and he didn't want to let this thing grow anywhere. He knew what that belief would do, and he didn't believe that Jesus was the actual king of the Jews because he believed he himself was the king of the Jews. So he went and killed all the babies under 2 years old around Bethlehem, trying to kill Christ. Stay tuned.